There is a strange illusion that surrounds Mount Everest. From a distance, it looks finished, mapped, measured, climbed by school teachers and CEOs and influencers with sponsored jackets. Every spring, a line of human bodies stretches up its spine like a slow, colorful thread. The summit photo has become almost ordinary. A flag, a grin, a frozen breath. And yet, every year, the mountain keeps people. It does not return all of them. Some are left where they fell, sitting upright in the snow, still wearing the boots they bought in Kathmandu. Tourists pass them on the way up. Tourists pass them on the way down. Because Everest has not been conquered. It has only been negotiated with. And the terms of that negotiation are written in a language most climbers never fully read until it is far too late. To understand Everest, you have to stop thinking of it as a mountain. A mountain is a shape. Everest is a system. A vertical machine of pressure, wind, ice, and biology. And almost none of its real danger comes from the part you can see in photographs. Start with the air. At sea level, every breath you take is dense, full, generous. At the summit of Everest, the atmosphere is roughly a third of that. The oxygen molecules are still there, in the same proportion, but they are spread thin, lazy, hard to catch. Your lungs work harder for less. Your blood thickens. Your heart accelerates just to keep your brain from going dark. There is a zone above 8,000 meters that climbers call the death zone. And the name is not poetic. It is mechanical. Above that altitude, the human body cannot acclimatize. It can only deteriorate. Cells begin to die faster than they regenerate. Judgment slips. Vision narrows. Climbers describe a strange, dreamy detachment, as if watching themselves from a few feet behind their own shoulders. People sit down to rest and never stand up again. Not because they chose to die, because their brains, starved of oxygen, simply forgot to give the order to move. This is the first hidden layer. Everest does not kill with violence. It kills with subtraction. It removes oxygen, warmth, water, judgment, and time, slowly, patiently, until the climber makes a single small mistake that, at sea level, would mean nothing. But the air is only one part of the system. The second part is the wind. Everest sits high enough to pierce the jet stream. For most of the year, winds at the summit move at over 100 miles per hour. Nothing human can stand in that. No tent, no rope, no body. Climbing Everest is not a question of strength or willpower. It is a question of waiting for the jet stream to lift, briefly, off the summit. That window opens only a handful of days each year, usually in May, sometimes for less than 72 hours. This is why every climber on the mountain arrives at the same bottleneck at the same time. It is not crowding by accident. It is crowding by physics. The mountain itself dictates when humans are allowed to approach the top. Miss the window, and the wind returns. And the wind does not negotiate. And then there is the ice, specifically the Khumbu Icefall. Just above base camp, the climber must cross a frozen river that is constantly, invisibly moving. The Khumbu Glacier slides downhill by roughly a meter a day. That sounds slow until you remember it is a frozen mass the size of a small city. Inside it, walls of ice the height of buildings shift, lean, and collapse without warning. Climbers cross it on aluminum ladders laid across crevasses that drop into blue darkness. The ladders are tied together with rope. The rope is anchored into ice that is, by definition, melting. There is no safe way through the icefall. There is only a faster way and a slower way. Most deaths there happen not to the famous climbers, but to the Sherpas who cross it again and again, ferrying oxygen and food and tents for foreign clients. They walk through the same collapsing cathedral 20, 30 times in a single season. The mountain rewards repetition with statistics. This is the deeper structure most outsiders miss. Everest is not climbed by individuals. It is climbed by an invisible economy. Sherpas fix the ropes. Sherpas carry the loads. Sherpas cook the meals, set the tents, repair the ladders, and, when something goes wrong, retrieve the bodies. The famous summit photograph almost always crops them out. But without them, no one would be standing there at all. And this economy is fragile. It depends on a single ethnic group, a single valley, a single narrow weather window, and a single permitting government in Kathmandu that issues more passes every year. The line of climbers grows longer. The ice grows thinner. The margins in every direction grow tighter. Because here is what almost no one tells you. Everest is changing. The glaciers are retreating. Bodies that were buried in ice for 50 years are emerging again on the surface, preserved by cold, exposed by warming. Routes that were stable for decades are now unpredictable. The South Col, where climbers make their final push, has lost ice that took 2,000 years to form in just the last 25. The mountain that climbers face today is not the mountain Hillary climbed in 1953. It is a faster, wetter, more brittle version of itself. And yet the line keeps coming. Every spring, hundreds of climbers, many of them with no serious mountaineering background, pay between $40,000 and $150,000 for a chance at the summit. They are clipped to a fixed rope that runs almost continuously from base camp to the top. They are guided, fed, oxygenated, and sometimes, in the final hours, almost dragged. The mountain has been turned into a product. The product sells. But the mountain has not agreed to this arrangement. Roughly 1 in every 100 people who attempts Everest does not come back. That number sounds small until you stand in a room of 100 people and try to choose which one will die. The bodies remain because retrieval at that altitude is often impossible. A corpse at 28,000 feet can weigh, with frozen clothing and gear, over 300 pounds. Helicopters cannot fly that high reliably. So the dead stay. They become landmarks. Climbers use them to navigate. There is a body known as Green Boots, curled in a limestone alcove, that for years marked a specific point on the route. Think about what that means. The map of the mountain is partly drawn in human beings. This is the truth the summit photographs cannot show. Everest is not a challenge that humans rise to meet. Everest is a slow, indifferent machine that occasionally allows humans to pass through it, on its terms, in its timing, with its tax. The climbers who succeed do not conquer it. They are briefly tolerated by it. And the strangest part is what happens at the top. Climbers who reach the summit almost universally describe the same thing. Not triumph, not joy, a kind of hollow, exhausted clarity. They take the photograph, they turn around. Because the summit is not the goal. The goal is to get back down before the system above 8,000 meters finishes the work it has already started inside their cells. More people die on the descent than on the ascent. The mountain lets you up. It does not always let you down. So when you see the next viral image of someone smiling at the top of the world, remember what is underneath that smile. A thinning atmosphere, a moving glacier, a jet stream that has briefly stepped aside, a line of unnamed Sherpas already descending to fix the ropes for tomorrow, a handful of frozen bodies serving as silent mile markers, and a mountain that is, in geologic time, still rising. Everest grows by roughly 4 millimeters every year. It is not finished. It is not even close. We have not conquered it. We have only learned, very briefly, how to walk across the surface of something that does not notice we are there. And one day, when the window does not open, or the ice gives way, or the line grows one climber too long, the mountain will remind us, again, who was ever really in charge.